Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mastery in Commerce. After a long wait, today I am going to start with the first chapter of business studies. I hope you all have been watching my videos of accounts and those videos have been helping you in understanding the concept of accounts, why we are studying it. Today let us first of all see that why do we study business studies. See, business studies, as the name tells you, if you want to be a businesswoman or man, you want to have your own concern, if you want to be successful in your own startup, you need to learn certain things about the market, you need to know about the certain conditions how a business can survive. So certain conditions of the market, inside the company, with the people who are working, with whom you are working in your company, those all things matter a lot, right? So business studies is the concept which will help you how the businesses have evolved from past, the history of business, how it has evolved to the present scenario, what all things from where they started, that comes under the history of business, right? So in your book for grade 11 of business studies, this is the book which is given by CBSE to students of grade 11. This is a completely new subject for you, and this subject is very interesting. If you relate it to the market conditions around you, you will understand that this subject is motivating you to be a successful businessman or woman, right? I have myself seen that many times my students have enjoyed learning about how technical knowledge is engaging itself with the proper market conditions in this subject, right? So we come to the first chapter, business, trade and commerce. In your book, very interesting story is given of four friends, Imran, Manpreet, Joseph and Priyanka. They are the students of class 10 and they are discussing that after that what they will be doing, what are their plans. Then their parent is also asking them. Then all are thinking about the career plans, but they are very worried of thinking of their own business. But you see now big companies which are around you, they started from somewhere. They had that idea in their mind and they had a plan of action and they executed it. So if any one of you want to have a own startup, to have a own business, learn this subject with interest. It is going to motivate you a lot. Relate it with what conditions are necessary for a business to be successful. Now the thing which is very important for learning this chapter is the theoretical part which we come to. This chapter is divided into two sections. Please keep on noting down the notes with me so that it becomes easy for you to learn. This chapter is divided into two sections, section 1 and section 2. So section 1 is going to tell you about the history of trade and commerce in ancient India. You can please copy these notes very shortly and precisely. I have tried to make them so that you don't find it difficult that what this topic is and why am I learning this subject. I have often seen when at the end of grade 11 I ask my students that why you have been learning this subject. They are not able to answer. They don't know that why we are learning business studies, why we are learning economics, why we are learning accountancy. Accountancy we are learning to see where our money is going and from where it is coming. Is my account maintained properly or not? That knowledge also accountancy gives me. I can check anytime my accountant is maintaining books of account properly or not. Now if I am a businessman, my accounts are maintained, I should know where my business is going. How am I going to make my business successful? Economics tells me how my business is going to survive in the economical conditions of the market around me, whether it is nationally, micro level, whether it is on a huge level, macro level, right? So these three subjects, while you are learning, you should be able to answer that if you are a real student of commerce. Okay, now section 2 is going to tell you about concept, nature, and purpose of business. So what business is, what is its concept, why we are establishing a business, how it is going to stay profitable in market. Okay, so now to move ahead, first of all, first thing we have to learn is what is the history of trade and commerce. Very interesting it is. You all know that in ancient times our country was a golden bird. We had so much of wealth, so much of money with us. From all over, the traders liked to visit our country. They wanted to invest over here, they wanted to earn from here, they wanted to take goods from here, they wanted to take services from here. So our country had a very bright history of trade and commerce. So first of all this Asian part is being covered in your book. You all know that India was much elaborated, means it was spread far off to the far of the lands. So it was not limited to the land area which you see now in your map. It was spread to far off places. So many countries which are separated now, they were part of our Indian subcontinent. Okay, so as a whole, how it was during the historical times, that we will be studying. So first thing which history of trade and commerce is, you can take the bullet points. There was Silk Route. We all know Silk Route was the first route which was very much helpful in establishing commercial and political contacts. So many traders used to go from one place to another using the Silk Route, and Silk Route covered many foreign kingdoms and empires of Asia. Connected many kingdoms and empires of Asia. I hope you are able to see what is being written. If not, you can please let me know in comment, then I'll find some other way to make it more clearer for you. Now next is eastern and western parts got linked through sea. You know, to connect east and west of the whole world, sea is there in between. So sea was the major way of going. Eastern and western parts got linked through sea, and in this the major thing which was used was trade of spices. You know, India was famous for its spices, and today also even many foreign countries know that the best spices you can get is from our country, India. Okay, so India was basically linked with other parts of the world through the sea, where the Silk Route was not able to connect. So through the sea, when India was connected, the spices were being carried, and that was called as spice route. So this route was spice route. Now after this, there was also Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. I hope you all remember what you studied in history of your lower grades. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were the most historical civilizations, where we have got the evidence that People had a well-off city. They used to live there. They had a normal life. They had many facilities. They were very advanced. We come to know about them through the evidences which our historical diggers have found, right? So there are evidences that Harappa and Mohenjo-daro had trade links with Mesopotamia, traded in gold, silver, copper, gemstone, beads, pearls. So from that time we are seeing how today's business has evolved. Please don't get confused that why history is being taught to us. It is not history taught to you. It is how business has been flourishing from the olden times, right? So first point we have learned the Silk Route was there to connect the parts of the world. Then we had spice route through the sea, how the spices were being taken from eastern and western parts of the world. Then Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro traded with many countries in gold, silver, etc. These all things are given in your chapter. See, I am not going to read the chapter, then it will not be possible for me to make everything in the video. But yes, I have extracted the important points from each topic which you can get the details in your textbook, right? So these points, if you note down, they are going to give you a brief idea in history of trade and commerce what all things are mentioned, right? So now at that time one very important thing happened. They also used money changers. They also used money changers and had weights and measures also. So there have been evidences which we have found that at that time these things were used. They were very much used for trades which we use now. You go to shop, you say give me 250 gram of something, they put the weight over there and they give you. So at that time also they use this technique of doing the trade amongst themselves, because those major things got discovered and we came to know that yes, this has been going on, right? So this tells you about history of trade and commerce. Now we come to indigenous banking system. What is the meaning of indigenous banking system? It means that many merchants and institutions were there during the historical times also, which were working as banks. You know very well what is the purpose of banks in today's time. We keep our money over there, they give us interest also, then we get the loan also, we can go and exchange our currency over there. We have any issue with the money, we go and contact our bank. So at that time only this concept of banking system started, right? So indigenous banking system tells us that money became popular due to durability and divisibility. The first thing in this point is money became popular due to durability and divisibility. What does it mean? You all know that money is durable for you, right? It is going to stay with you for a long period of time, and it is always going to help you at the time of need. So the money is durable. Divisibility means you can anytime get the change of the money. It can be divided into different currencies. It can be used into different modes of trade. So money at that time only they all understood. Before that barter system was there, you know about barter system, but when money came into trend for trade and commerce, then it was trusted by everyone that money is durable and it is divisible. People can exchange it into smaller amounts, right? Then next is Hundai and Chitti were introduced. Now these are two terms for which many times question come in exam. Now what is a Hyundai? Hyundai is an instrument of exchange. It is an instrument of exchange. Why? Because see, instrument of exchange means a kind of agreement. When we are writing that we are going to, it is a kind of contract or a warranty. Okay, a kind of contract or warranty. It is a kind of contract or warranty of the payment of money, that the money will be paid. Okay, so this term you have to learn by heart. At that time Hyundai system was in fashion. If you see the back questions of this chapter in your book, there also it is asked that what is Hyundai. And at that time people used to give an agreement that yes, I am buying these goods from you, with interest I will pay you this much of money at that time. Maybe at that time I don't have money to pay, I will pay it on a later date. Or it is a kind of agreement between two people where both of them sign for anything, maybe for building, for any vehicle, anything they can have a contract with each other. So this instrument of exchange was the first one which was used in the previous times. In your accounts also, bills of exchange, when you will be studying that chapter, in that this Hyundai is it will be explained in detail, right? So in your book also you can go through the concept, because it many times comes in exam for explanation. Now in the earlier times there were individuals. There were individuals which were often called Seth. Okay, if you see in the old movies also, this Seth word you will hear many times. So these people were themselves were functioning as bankers. So the Seth used to have lots of money. He used to lend money to others. He used to help them at the time of need. In the movies you have seen many times farmers going and asking from landlords. Okay, landlords are a different thing, but at that time the other categories or the classes of the society also, whenever they needed money, they used to contact Seth. So Seth was acting like a banker. Then people began to, what else happened at that time? People began to deposit precious metals with lending individuals. So these Seth which were working over there, they used to keep the precious metals of people with them. Okay, so the precious things of the people, like we go and deposit in our locker in bank. So these people also used to keep the precious things. Then money became an instrument for supplying the manufacturer with the means of producing more goods. Now if I have to increase the production of my goods, so what I will be needing? Money. So money required for further production. Right? So money was very much required. Then different types of skilled jobs were flourishing to generate surplus and savings. So you can simply learn that skilled jobs flourished, because whenever money is required, you need a kind of training for yourself. So skilled jobs were important. Then workshops were prominent, where skilled artisans converted raw material into finished goods. At that time, workshops which were called as karkhana. People used to call it as karkhana, or you can say factory also, right? Where raw material was converted to finished goods. So these are the two important topics given to you, and we have completed till page number 5. Now rise of intermediaries we will be doing in our next video. You have to read the chapter. See, I'm going to help you a lot if you go step by step till page number 5. Please read this chapter. After reading you will come to know these are the only important points which you have to note down with you for preparing for your exam. So what we have done today, let us have a quick recap. We have done the history of what trade and commerce was, how it started, what kind of relations a different part of the world had with each other. Then we had indigenous banking system. We are introducing over here that how in the previous times individuals used to work as bank. People used to trust them, people used to go to them to keep their precious things. They used to lend money to people whenever they needed it. Then money was required to make the further production. It was the first requirement. So if you want to produce something in your factory, maybe you're not having money in your pocket, so you may contact those individuals, because banks were not like banks we have now. They never had ATM machines and all. They never had these kind of buildings where counters are there. But yes, individuals were working like banks. Banks, what purpose they do? They keep our savings and they give us money whenever we need it. Same way the individuals were working in the historical times. So you will read till page number 5. In my next video, I will start from rise of intermediaries. I hope you understood that why we are studying business studies. Don't ever say to anyone that I don't know why this subject is being taught to me. Right? So please go through the chapter. In the next video, I will be starting from rise of intermediaries. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. And also in my comment box, please let me know if any part of this explanation is not clear to you. I will be going through it again. Bye for now. We will meet in the next video.